Welcome to the Sleazy Podcast, the podcast about anything and everything, but mostly TV and movies. And now it's time to get sleazy.
It's time to get sleazy. No more intro. All right, this is episode 127 of the Sleazy Podcast. I am your host, Sleazy, and tonight I am joined by Mr. PBS.
Howdy.
The one and only Rob Zilla.
Hello.
AKA the Pitbull.
What's up?
And live from the Chicagoland area is Hot Sauce.
The Pitbull?
Yep, that's what we called him, the Pitbull. Have you ever seen Rob when he gets angry?
Nope.
Rob is something else. Let's just say that.
He is something else.
That's true.
Yeah. He has a very tendency to just snap occasionally. And you know, he's the nicest guy in the world, but when you piss Rob off, he just like fucking goes off and starts making threats, talking he's gonna punch you, shoot you, you name it.
You think somebody
Can't reach
like
you to punch you though.
What? Yeah, he can't reach you to punch
Can't
you.
reach you to punch you.
I'll get that fucking step stool.
just have to you got to calm him down. Just have to grab his insulin and jack him up. Like, get in there.
Right.
Starts to calm down.
So
Become more docile.
we went to dinner last night before seeing the Batman. We stopped in Charlie's. We all had a craving for chicken tenders. And we sat at this table and it was so weird. Like the table was just
Narrow.
like you sat down and there was at least 2 feet in front of you.
It was one of those booths, but like you could move the table while you sat in the seats.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And like the table was just like extra narrow.
So we were like, Mr. PBS and I were sitting next to each other and we're like scooting it closer. And then I looked up and just looked at Rob with his arms like dangling up.
My wrists were at the table.
And I was like, you
Full
gonna be able to
extended.
reach your food if they put it down? Yeah, I'm fine, guys. But could you just imagine Rob like this?
I mean, it's
at
fully
the table?
extended to my wrist.
Eating a salad.
Yep.
Yeah, he did get
alligator
Tipping
that shit.
utensils.
he did get a salad with some ranch.
Yes, it was delicious.
Some ranch, motherfucker.
Got ranch in my fucking salad.
So the world is just like a crazy place right now. I mean, there's all kinds of shit happening.
I'm glad to be home.
Yes. I mean, I don't know who would want to travel overseas right now, but at least to Europe anyways. But Russia decided to invade Ukraine since the last time we podcasted. And, you know, we weren't really sure. We don't really talk about this kind of things, but what a crazy couple of weeks it's been.
It's a wild time.
I got to say, the Ukrainian people are giving the Russians all they can handle.
Well, they even said the Russians were surprised of how strong they're fighting back.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I mean, they've got they did order, what was it? Men 18 to 60 cannot
Yeah.
leave the country.
right.
They got to man up and fight. And they have actually got townspeople, like they're all making Molotov cocktail bombs.
I think they're actually like announcing over the radio like how to make Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, well, they sent out the government sent out a recipe.
And
and the whole town's just lining up making them. I mean, they've got crates full of them.
It's amazing the stuff you see on TikTok too, because you see a lot of different feeds coming from Ukraine. And
Oh, yeah.
there's normal people just shooting fucking rocket launchers
I saw-
at tanks.
I watched this one video of this guy in between these buildings, and you hear this missile going off while he's recording this video, and the missile hits the building ahead of him, and I mean, shit just starts coming down on him, and that was it. I was like, holy shit.
There was that one video early on of like some people just sitting in their house or whatever, like on a porch or something. You just see like a fucking fighter jet go flying overhead,
Mhm.
shooting shit, and like, golly.
Yeah, I saw one video where a car cut a Russian tank off.
That's the
and
one I saw.
They
Yeah.
didn't fucking like it, so they shot at the car.
Well, there's the one where they just they rolled right over a car.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the people came out the building to it was like an old man in like the car, and they were trying to
Yeah.
get him out.
The Russians are a bunch of fuckheads, aren't they?
You're gonna tell the Snake Island story?
Oh, yeah. And then what was it? They had 14 people on the Snake Island?
I'm not sure how many it was, something like that.
Ukrainian soldiers guarding it.
Mhm.
And a Russian warship comes up. There's audio of it, but you know, they're like, hey, you need to surrender. We're
Oh.
getting ready to bomb you if you don't surrender. And we're a Russian warship, but we're going to level this place. and the soldier that was there was like, "Go fuck yourself." That's awesome, man. I mean, you have to admire the fighting spirit of the Ukrainian people.
Well, there's
Yeah.
the old lady who went up to the soldier and said, "Hey, put some sunflower seeds in your pocket so when you die,
Yeah, some
those
flowers
grow."
will sprout.
Those people are fucking ruthless, man.
They are, and
Yeah.
you know, it's funny because they knew this invasion was coming for a couple weeks, but they were training like, old ladies to shoot and kids to shoot.
Mhm.
And, I mean, everybody that wants to is laying down arms to protect their country. That's how important it is to them.
I mean, even when before we were watching YouTube and we were watching a little bit of the news, and the guys and the reporters interviewing the guy, and he's like, "So are you going to win?" He's like, "It doesn't matter if we die; they will be destroyed." I'm like, man, that's some balls.
I guess they've started taking down street signs too, and they're putting up like on the digital street signs, they're putting up the wrong cities and
I
stuff.
saw some things that said those were fake and some that might be.
And then one said, "Go fuck yourself" on the bottom.
that I was gonna say that one. Yeah, it said "Go fuck yourself."
That was on.
Does it matter if all the Russian tanks are out of gas and sitting in a 40-mile long?
Right. I like the one video where the guy rolls up on the tank that's just broke down on the side of the road because it ran out of gas. And the guy's like, "Hey, you want me to give you a ride to Russia?" And the guy's like, "No." But I mean, it's sad though. Yeah. Even on both ends, you see these, I guess the Russian military was lied to. They were told that these were training exercises. And before they
were doing training exercises on the border for weeks or whatever.
They had no idea they were invading Ukraine.
Right.
And a couple of them were like, "We didn't even know it until we saw you guys driving and living normal lives. We just thought we were in a secluded area." And that's how pissed that some of the younger Russian soldiers are. And they've captured a bunch of Russians, and would they kill like 4,000 of them so far or something like that?
I'm not sure, but
It sounds kind of
they're fucking them up.
but I mean, listen to this. Klitschko, the former world heavyweight champion boxer, is a mayor of one of the bigger cities there. This motherfucker's out there fighting, killing people. I think they said he's killed like 6 people, probably more now. That was a couple days ago. But I mean, everybody is laying down and putting up arms, man. They're not putting up with this shit. They do not want Russia in there. And then you got this motherfucker Putin. He's making life miserable for everybody on the planet right now.
Yeah.
Literally everybody on the planet. Shit's going up because of him.
Russia's going into the dark ages, basically.
I mean, what's gas shot up like a $1 a gallon since all this shit?
It's
up there.
It's up there. It's like $4.25 or something like that.
Was it really? It was just $3.60.
Some places
it was just
$4.25.
Well, it's probably $5 or something on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But it was just I filled up the other day around Wednesday, I want to say, and it was $3.69 when I filled up.
That's what mine was about that.
Yeah. You've been following the Ukrainian situation over there, Hot Sauce?
Yeah, I having Chicago north of me and then a nuclear power plant south of me, I'm kind of right in the middle. So I want to see if anything's flying over my head.
Did you see where those dumb fucking Russians? They shot like a mortar at one of the largest nuclear plants over there.
Like that's not burning. Bad.
It was burning this morning.
It was burning, and the Ukrainian people are like, "Hey, you need to back the fuck off of this thing, or it's going to be 10 times worse than Chernobyl." We've got 6 silos here. One blew up in Chernobyl, and look how bad that was.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, they better care. They won't. The land that they're invading won't be worth anything.
I don't think Putin cares.
No,
I mean,
destroy everyone.
Look. I mean, he's bankrupting his people. What's the ruble is worth less than a penny now?
Yeah, it was down there somewhere. Really, they jacked interest rates up to like 20% or something.
The banks are limiting you to $20 withdrawal, and I mean, that's nothing.
And people are going out trying to buy like phones and laptops before it shoots up.
They can to sell on online to get American money.
I think a lot of ATMs like in foreign countries, they have different currency in them.
Right.
And they were going through trying to get like American dollars out and everything. I saw some picture of like a train station or something just backed up because they Apple Pay turned off and whatever.
Well, I mean,
Google Pay or whatever, they all turned it off.
Apple has completely banned everything from Russia. Google's completely banned everything from Russia. I mean, all the cell services have banned from Russia. DirecTV just banned their services from Russia. What else is big? I mean, they are, and you count all that stuff in on top of the sanctions that these, the rest of the world is collectively putting on Russia. Like they can't even buy spare parts to fix their airplanes right now. And I mean, they're literally going to starve them into, an agreement of some sort. But I mean, Putin, what was it the other day? He leveled them up on the nuclear level.
Well, he said something about the deterrence.
Yeah.
Which basically says that it's on higher alert than even normal.
And he mentioned the sanctions specifically. Like you're fucking with us now, It's like, well, what did you think was going to happen, dude? Did you think everybody was going to be like, yeah, just take Ukraine?
Yeah.
I think in a way you did.
Just go kill a bunch of kids and do whatever you got to do to get this piece of land back.
I think the consensus is that he didn't anticipate such resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well.
How stupid is he?
That man's intelligent, but he's stupid as well.
Yeah. And what's up with the long fucking tables?
That table it's almost
every
funny.
Fucking time he's on TV, he's at a table that's like fucking 20 feet long. And, everybody else is sitting at the other end of the table and they all look like they're fucking they're like, why are we here? I don't want to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait till this is
listening
over.
To some report where like one of his generals was kind of pushing back on him a little bit. And he said, sure you want to do that? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy's probably going to be dead before the end of the year.
Yes. Well, you want to back talk me?
I mean, the best thing that we can hope for collectively is that enough of the generals in the army get pissed of his shit
and and
take it over.
Yeah,
and get him out of there and get somebody else that's more level-headed in.
I mean, at this point, you think that motherfucker would be shot by now, or somehow someone would try to kill him.
Well, the problem is like half the people love him. And then
how?
The other, because I mean, they are, they still have, their history with them,
you ain't gonna have the fucking history.
I mean, Putin has done good things for some of his people.
Yeah, some of them.
And,
but it's going down the tubes now.
So do you really think he's one of the richest men in the world?
They
always say that.
He's probably one of the most dangerous men in the world.
Well,
who knows how much? I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say anymore with people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk running around out there. But yeah, he's probably a billionaire.
All I know is I'm sure that there's some very, very attractive Ukrainian women that are seeking refuge, and they might need a place to come over here. I'm just saying, I'm more than willing to extend my hand in marriage in exchange for some laundry duties and other things. They don't even have to cook, know? Just do a little bit of laundry and you can watch TV and chill.
You're welcome to the sleazy.
Become fully immersed as an American
bungalow.
Woman.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get
she can run the board.
Yeah, she can run the board. We'll teach her how to run the board. Everything we want Rob to do, we'll teach her.
A real producer finally.
Yeah. Yeah, and
and she doesn't know a lick of English, but she's doing a great job.
I'm sure she will be 100% dedicated to that because she doesn't want to go back to a war zone. And here in America, we're rich compared to them.
You better learn that board, or you're going back, honey.
Well, once they're over here, they don't give a fuck. They'll do whatever they want and then go on. But I don't think you don't gain American citizenship when you marry somebody now, do you?
Oh, you did.
I thought they changed it, and then you still have to go through the classes. And
I think if you're married, I think it depends on how you come here. Maybe.
Yeah, weren't a bunch of people like getting kicked out when Trump was in office that were married?
Oh yeah, ICE is coming.
ICE is knocking on the door.
Yeah. Hey, we need to speak to you real quick.
Can you just come outside for a minute?
I hear there's a Ukrainian woman here.
Can you come outside for a minute?
We need to send her back now that things are smoothing out over there. Well, who's gonna do my laundry? Not doing that shit anymore.
I'm charging a motherfucker rent.
What's that?
I'm charging a motherfucker rent. If you live here, you're paying. I do my own goddamn laundry and cook.
Be careful, man. That
you could start a website like a refugee camp in your house,
like refugee B&B.
Yeah, refugee B&B, and you can just rent like one of your rooms out for
these motherfuckers had like 17 beds in this bitch. I got room.
Yeah, there you go. And then you don't tell Sharon that you're charging them rent. You see what I'm saying? And you pocket that money, and then you just go buy whatever you want.
I feel like this is going to turn from like the other guys. Get it, don't play no shit.
So
She'd get a little suspicious, I think. Like,
So
I
if
didn't
you're
give you any money for allowance this week. How'd you buy that?
Yeah. Was it just like the what was it, the video game controllers to a system you didn't have? She found. The fuck are these? I don't know.
What are these Xbox controllers doing down here, sir?
She called it too. Like, we don't have an Xbox.
I did
Yeah.
watch. I was watching a TikTok video. This guy though, he was saying like how I have no matches on Tinder. He's like, so when the Russians invaded Ukraine, I just had this idea. I signed up for the Tinder Platinum thing where you get the worldwide edition. And this motherfucker, he did flips to the thing. He had like 90 matches or something like that. There's people trying to get the fuck out of there. Like,
so like if you're watching the podcast next episode, and Hot Sauce's room back there is all cleared out, you'll know something's up.
yeah.
When there's like a couple of kids playing behind him and shit.
Right.
Sharon comes home like, wow, you got everything on the honey-do list done today. Like, yep.
Thanks to my nephews over here.
I got padlocks on all the bedroom doors.
Curfew's 9 o'clock. Get in your room.
And what would you do if they like opened your hot sauce? You know, certain hot sauces, and they kept using it all the time. And
I need to get rid of some anyway. That's fine. They can
you
use
go
it.
and your
Got to be
favorite hot
reaching that
sauce would be out.
expiration date eventually.
Yeah.
I could see him like, God damn it! I
Dude,
really
these
wanted that hot
motherfuckers, they don't expire. They eat the shit out of that stuff.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But you know, my thoughts are with the people of Ukraine. It's a very terrible situation. I mean, imagine if China just came over here and invaded us. You know, it'd be terrible.
Red Dawn.
Yeah, we'd be out in the streets fucking people up.
Yep. Wolverines.
But you know what? I mean, that just goes to show you when civilians have ammunition and stuff, it's very hard to take a country over.
Especially when you got 60-year-old ladies who are armed to the teeth.
Yeah. I mean, how long did it take us to overtake Iraq? I mean, it seemed like we went through there pretty quick.
Well, I think it took a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like we had that like the big initial push, but then it took us like a couple weeks.
Well, we weren't running out of gas on our fucking
we weren't doing any of that.
tanks. and
We were prepared.
They said a lot of the equipment wasn't maintained.
Mhm.
So like they haven't done maintenance on some of those trucks.
You see like trucks stuck out in the mud and everything.
Yeah, like and he just sent them in. So I mean, it goes to show you that Russia isn't all put together like they say they are.
Or they used to be anyways.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, right? They say like the economy of Russia anymore is actually smaller than the economy of Texas or something like that.
Yeah. Well,
Texas has like the 6th biggest economy and something or other.
I don't know how true this is, but I heard the average salary for a Russian is like $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
$3,000. How far does that sound poor or what? You know,
That's real bad. I don't work and I make that much. I don't work and I have more than that.
I don't work and I can afford a ticket to the Super Bowl.
You know, it's just you were talking about that, the money and all that. Like, you know, you just shared that story this morning about how the teachers union or whatever in Kentucky, like 90%. Their retirement fund, was like 90%. It was like the biggest financier or whatever, some Russian
second
bank,
largest like shareholder in the
shareholder.
fund.
That could have been on Crazy News.
And
find that article and we'll add it to Crazy News.
Right.
I forgot about that article.
But like I said, our thoughts are with the people of Ukraine. Hopefully they prevail out of this. But it sounds like Russia has taken over one of the bigger cities now.
Yeah, just one so far.
I don't know if they've gotten. I don't know if they've taken Kyiv yet, but I think they're around.
That's
Kyiv.
the big one.
Close.
Yeah, that's the one where the president's at, right?
I don't know if that's exactly where he's at, but probably.
I heard that they tried to assassinate him 3 times already this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Only?
Yeah, only. But what was it? Putin put a bounty out over his head, I think.
I can believe that.
But man, just the best thing for the world right now is to get rid of these fucking assholes. Him and the other dude from North Korea.
Kim Jong-un?
Yeah. Lindsey Graham was like begging with the people, like, you just need to get rid of that guy. Get rid of that guy.
That's a good Southern Christian man telling you to go kill someone, isn't it? That's pretty bad.
Get rid of that guy so I can go back to my happy hour with my boyfriend.
Oh, Lindsey.
I like Lindsey Graham. But anyways, yeah, thoughts go with the Ukrainian people. Hope Ukrainian people, and hopefully this, is resolved in some diplomacy over the next week or couple weeks.
Something has to happen.
Who knows? You know, something's got to give. I mean, eventually they've got to, things have got to get so bad for the Russian people where they go, we got to stop.
And they throw your hands up like, we're not going to do this no more.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep. But hopefully, the people that are fleeing find a safe place. Jokes aside.
Yeah.
They find a safe place and, they're safe until things, get back to normal and they can get back with their family.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's time for some crazy news.
Crazy news.
Are we ready? Mr. PBS?
Sure.
We ready?
He was in the zone over there.
So did you find that article?
Yeah. I've got
start
one.
that article off with crazy news.
Well, I found it. Let me start with this one. The headline is no, Kentucky's teachers pension fund did not lose $13 million on Russian bank stock.
Okay.
So we'll see with this one and see what it says here. So this is from the Lexington Herald Ledger.
Oh, of course.
Good old Lexington.
Says no, despite what you see on the internet, Kentucky's teachers pension fund did not lose $13 million in Russian bank stock. Late Thursday night, social media exploded with news that the Teachers Retirement System of Kentucky was the second largest institutional shareholder in Russia's Sberbank, which saw its shares fall 95% this week as the bank announced it is leaving the European market amid the chaos caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. That guy laugh at anything. A Twitter account called Market Sentiment said that TRS held $13 million in Sberbank stock, but the holding was reduced to a mere $778,000 after the crash. By noon Friday, the post had been retweeted more than 46,000 times, including twice by U.S. Rep. Thomas Massey, Republican Kentucky, who added, "Buy the ticket, take the ride." Thanks for that. Coming from a U.S. Senator. I'm sorry, you just lost a ton of money. However, the information is, quotes, completely false, according to TRS. Yeah, I'm sure they might say that. After the Herald leader called TRS for comment on Friday morning, TRS General Counsel Bo Barnes released a statement saying the pension fund sold its Sberbank stock last month. The manager was reacting to sanctions being imposed on Russia by the West, the agency said in a statement. Quote, from March 2017 until the final sale on February 23rd, 2022, TRS invested $15.6 million, with $12.4 million returned for a loss of $3.2 million, the agency said. However, that loss was offset by about $3 million in dividends paid while TRS owned the stock, TRS said. Quote, TRS holding was in an over-the-counter American exchange portion of Sberbank, known as the American Depository Receipt. This is a small piece of the overall capital structure. TRS's remaining exposure to holdings in Russia is proportionably negligible in a portfolio of about $26 billion, the agency said. In an interview, Barnes said that pension funds' remaining Russian holdings were last valued at about $30 million, but given the devaluation of the Russian ruble and the general chaos in the Russian economy, it's not clear what the holdings are currently worth or when they could be sold if the TRS Board of Trustees decides to, he said. Target for pension fund investment is 16% in international equities. If you spread out your investments internationally, you're going to end up touching some of these other parts of the globe, Barnes said. We do a lot of due diligence. We diversify our portfolio, but things going to happen. TRS provided retirement benefits to 56,629 retired Kentucky educators, with 73,151 more educators actively enrolled. School teachers in Kentucky are not eligible for Social Security retirement benefits.
All right.
So it looks like they may have just gotten out just in time.
So they knew it was coming. They were like,
the article I read said they sold like a couple days before Putin actually invaded.
Which would you think?
We see the writing on the wall and it's time to get out.
Hey, I could take my Super Bowl ticket money and invest in the Russian markets now. It's only up from here.
Yeah. Only up
true.
from here. Only up from here. You could be an oligarch here soon once it rebounds,
Hell yeah.
I think I said in the chat this morning that I'm just waiting. This is somebody's chance. And I'd be like, hey, now's the perfect time to get you into some crypto.
Yeah, that's true.
Some crypto. Yeah, that would be good. So we got one more crazy news article, I think.
Yes, we do.
Where you going? I was going for these articles here, Rob.
It was in my news feed. I was like, well,
what was the date from this one?
This one is from published March 1st. Complaint.
Oh, wow.
Green Bay woman dismembered man's body, placed head in bucket. The court set the woman's bond at $2 million cash.
Woo!
Green Bay, Wisconsin. Officers found a severed head in a bucket at a home on Green Bay's west side and body parts in other locations in scenes reminiscent of a gory horror movie. We need the psycho music there.
Yeah.
Taylor D. Shabusiness.
Shabusiness.
That's SCHA business. Shabusiness.
Shabusiness.
Sounds like a name like they'd come up with on Bob's Burgers.
Yep.
Taylor D. Shabusiness, 24, is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault.
Jesus.
Court commissioner set her bond at $2 million cash at a hearing Tuesday afternoon. Shabusiness seemed calm when she appeared in Brown County Court via video conference. She said very little, only acknowledging that she has the right to an attorney. The prosecutor called this, quote, one of the most serious offenses we've had in this county in some time. The state argued Shabusiness has ties to Texas, raising a concern she's a flight risk. The prosecution also said Shabusiness was put on probation 7 weeks before the crime and supposed to be wearing an electronic monitoring bracelet, but apparently removed it somehow. She obviously removed all those other things. So it would be too hard to get
She has
rid of
no
that.
problem removing that.
I think the facts alleged are extremely concerning and disturbing and go to the violent nature and grave nature of the offense, Assistant District Attorney Caleb Saunders said in court. Bold here. Warning, the details of this story may be disturbing for some readers. We first told you last Wednesday about a suspicious death investigation underway on Green Bay's west side on the 800 block of Stony Brook Lane. The criminal complaint goes into detail, saying on February 23rd at about 3:25 a.m., police were called to a home by a person living there who reported finding her son's severed head in a bucket.
Holy shit.
Golly. The woman told police she heard a door slam between 2 and 3 a.m., waking her. She went to check on a light left on downstairs and made the gruesome discovery. Dried blood was found on a nearby mattress. Police learned that Taylor Shabusiness may have been the last person to be seen with the victim, identified only as a 25-year-old man. They found her at a home on Eastern Avenue. She had dried blood on her clothing. Police searched Shabusiness's van, and on the rear passenger seat, they found a crock pot box with additional, quote, additional human body parts, including legs, according to the criminal complaint. Police obtained a search.
Let me jump in. Hang on a second. You said a crock pot box?
Right.
Because everything I said, it was a crock pot. And I want to know how in the fuck she put somebody's leg in a crock pot.
Yeah, that's
unless that guy's a midget.
Maybe it was
I had a decent sized crock pot, and I don't know how in the fuck you're getting a foot in one, let alone legs.
Maybe it was an industrial party one or some shit.
Maybe he had like one of those big turkey fryers.
Yeah.
There you go.
That'd be even more difficult.
Yeah. You got to cram it in there, I guess.
That or you're going to hack and slash it and break it down.
Hack and slash it.
Police obtained a search warrant for the home on Stony Brook Lane, which belonged to the victim's mother. In addition to the human head, they found a, quote, male organ in the bucket. They found, quote, body fluid and knives. In a storage tote, they found an upper torso.
She really hacked this motherfucker up.
Yeah.
Police interviewed Shabusiness and asked her what happened. She replied, quote, that is a good question.
My God.
Shabusiness said she and the victim were together all day Tuesday and had been smoking meth. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
After they arrived at the Stony Brook home, they were having sex and incorporated chains. Shabusiness said she blacked out during part of it, but just, quote, went crazy and started strangling the victim. Shabusiness told investigators she did not mean to kill the victim, but she enjoyed choking him and continued to do it. Prosecutors say the sexual assault charge is for acts that happened after the victim died. Shabusiness responded that the police were going to have fun trying to find all of the, quote, Shabusiness responded that the police were, well, that's a quote exactly, whatever. They're going to have fun trying to find all of the organs as she dismembered the body. Shabusiness stated all the body parts should be in the basement. Shabusiness stated there should be a foot or a leg in the minivan. Detective Graff asked Shabusiness what she did with the head, and Shabusiness stated she had put the victim's head in a black bucket and put a blanket over it, reads the criminal complaint. The complaint continues. Shabusiness stated she used knives that she obtained from the kitchen of the residence and that a bread knife worked best because of the serrated blade.
Holy shit.
Well, this is some like dark stuff right there.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
Shabusiness stated the knives should be in a black bag along with the body parts in the basement. Shabusiness indicated that she would use whatever bag she found in the basement to place the body parts into. She made the comment that at one point she did get paranoid and lazy, and that she thought it was the dope that was making her paranoid.
They really need to make a Netflix documentary.
It sounds
about
like
this.
it already, right?
This is some crazy shit.
She stated the plan was for her to bring all the body parts with her, but she got lazy and only ended up putting the leg, foot in the van, and she forgot the head. Reads the complaint.
I got lazy and have boxes in our room still. She
got
got
any
lazy and
body
didn't
parts in
carry
those
the body
boxes?
out.
He's saving those boxes up for body parts.
Right.
Mhm.
Who do you plan on killing in your neighborhood?
How many of them? By the looks of those
Fuck,
boxes.
I don't know. There's only about 30 houses. I'll take over this whole fucking spot. These motherfuckers go to work. I'll get them.
Police forensic teams in the Dane County Medical Examiner's Office investigated and processed multiple locations associated with the crime. Police met with the victim's family Tuesday. Officials have not released the victim's name, but are asking for privacy for his family. No shit. Business is scheduled back in court in 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
God dang.
That is a fucking crazy story.
Oh, she likes to party, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just went crazy.
I mean, whew.
Shit gets wild when you drink smoking that meth.
Yeah, be careful who you smoke meth with, people. They may fuck you and then cut you up.
And she's good looking. She's not bad looking.
Is she good looking?
Yeah, she's not bad looking.
Wow.
She looks a little crazy. She looks like she likes to party, but
we can put that up on the thing. Send that in the message real quick.
yeah, absolutely.
And I'll download it.
That's some bath salt shit.
Yeah.
That is some bath salt shit right there.
That's bath salt shit. Bath salts have kind of died off in the last few years. I wonder if they're making a comeback.
Oh, wait a minute. Groups. Yeah, you haven't heard anything about bath salts in a long time.
Nah, they pulled most of that shit out of the convenience stores and stuff. Chewing people's faces off on the Coda bus and shit.
All right, let me move this over to here and we'll share it.
So I got that one. I think I have another one as well. I saved another that same article. So.
Let me share my screen for the people on YouTube.
This one, I just sent this one too. This one has this one has the extra picture of her.
We go here, share the screen. All right, so
it might be the next.
Yeah, just
one.
now you can scroll down on that one.
Yeah.
There's pictures of her on that one.
Yeah.
Is this? There we go. We can
The
learn.
NY Post, the official source of crazy news.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a picture of her right there.
Yeah, you keep scrolling down. There's a picture, and then there's like another picture of like a selfie that she took.
Oh yeah, she's a pretty gal from what it looks like.
What you
That
wouldn't say.
tattoo on her neck? Go back up.
Oh yeah, it is. Look, she's got it nice and covered up.
That's a wrap right
She's
there.
got the little cursive name on her neck. You know that means she's bad news. Oh, so this is the house, huh? Okay.
That house is never being sold.
Green Bay Police Crime Scene Unit.
Yeah. Better get a second truck out there.
Is that a cage? What is that?
Mhm.
Uh-oh, there's a selfie. Yeah, she's pretty decent looking.
So let's check out them hoops.
Yeah, those are some very large hoop earrings. What was she thinking? There's another tattoo on the wrist.
She's fucking wild.
Showing the boobies off there. The long.
Got a
the
tattoo
long
right there on the breast.
Yep, there is. There's a titty tattoo. She's got it covered up with her hair. Her long
That'd
dark
be like
hair.
clavicle kind of, or
Yeah, it's almost by the
Collarbone
shoulder.
almost.
Yeah, collarbone. Yeah.
Batman, the greatest detective. Ain't got nothing on the Sleazy podcast with
No.
tattoos on serial killers.
Look at this. This is crazy. Well, I feel bad for these poor bastards that had to go in there with the suits on.
But they have to imagine the amount of shit that they see.
Oh, look, there's a picture of her in jail.
Where the fuck's my lunch?
She ain't looking so hot there. They ain't any makeup
Oh.
on or anything. What is this picture? She's got shit all over her face.
It looks like a
Or is
knockoff.
That's a
Selena.
This is a filter. Yeah, she's got the little wingtip eyebrows or whatever,
Yeah.
and you can tell she's like drawing on most of her eyebrows there.
She looked like she'd cut you.
Yeah. Look at this cop. He's like, "Fuck, this is the worst day of my life."
It's gonna be a long ass day.
Oh, there's another picture of her. Here we go. She got some wind
Indian.
catcher Indian thing going
Yeah.
on.
Probably scalp that motherfucker.
that's a dream catcher. So that way, when she kills you, your soul doesn't get to her and haunt her.
Right.
It gets
Yeah.
caught by the dream catcher.
Hey,
Yeah.
she's got some nice boobies.
And
though.
she'll
I'll
sleep
give her
like a
that.
baby.
I'll give her that. Man, she fucked that dude up though.
That's like FUBAR, fucked up beyond all recognition.
Look at this, Mrs. Shabusiness. Check.
And she gave him the business.
Yeah, she gave him the business for sure. Way to point that one out. All right.
Her Facebook profile, like the little like about at the very top says it's the 100 kissy face lips, family over everything.
Oh yeah,
family over everything, dog.
I guarantee she
wasn't
loves
family though.
Yeah, where's the Fast and the Furious? I wish we had the Fast and the Furious
the
shit.
Vin Diesel.
It looks like, I don't know if she's got there's pictures of a kid on her Facebook, so I don't know if she's a mom or whatever.
Joe, she's got to be a mom. There's no way that girl.
Hey Johnny, what does your mom do? Cut up bitches.
Yeah, that kid's gonna be screwed. If she does have a kid, that kid's gonna be messed up now.
Yeah.
So where's your mom at?
Oh, what's your name, Johnny? Shabusiness? Oh, well, we can't help you.
My
kid.
mom actually killed this guy she smoked fucking meth with. But this isn't the end. She cut this motherfucker up into pieces. They still never found all the guy. Like, how do you cut somebody up and then brag about it? You know, like,
well, you guys gonna have some fun. We played
Imagine-
hide and go seek with body parts.
imagine what that house looks like. Because you know her ass didn't clean anything up.
Oh,
Got lazy.
Yeah.
yeah, I got lazy.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The bathroom probably just looks terrible.
It's straight like they said. It's probably a fucking horror movie.
I didn't quite. I underestimated the commitment in hacking up a body.
Yeah.
I was in 100%. I always just said, "Fuck it." I'm just gonna give it 10.
Well, you know, I just said fuck it. Went back to watching TV.
Just for anybody curious about that Facebook profile, it is public, and there is over 2,000 comments on her most recent post on January 13th.
Oh, I didn't even think
if
look at the
anyone's
comments.
interested.
That's hilarious.
Didn't even think to do that.
Went off and told an addict, "I'll never stop buying you dope so I could sit back and watch you die." And that post has 2.3K comments.
Woo!
So that'd be some restroom reading tonight when we're done recording.
Oh yeah, definitely is. So do you think that she actually was like, "Oh shit, Euphoria's on, I gotta watch this shit, and I'll come back to this when I'm done"?
Well, I didn't even think anything at this point. Like she was just like, "Oh wait, my fucking show's on. I'll come back later. It's fine. Let me go watch my show."
Which, by the way, Euphoria and the Righteous Gemstones had their finale Sunday. Both were fucking excellent. I'm just gonna say that my favorite Sunday night lineup, of the year, the season, whatever you want to call it. Hot Sauce, did you get to check out the Euphoria season finale?
Mm-hmm.
I know you did because you showed me your tweet. Hot Sauce had a pretty good tweet on that.
Did he?
Yeah, I mean, we can't really say it because we don't want to spoil it for
Right.
anybody that hasn't seen it.
And me too. I haven't watched it.
You
so
too.
I don't know.
But man, Euphoria, it's a really good fucking show, man. I mean, the finale did not disappoint. It was everything I hoped for, and a little bit more through the season. And there was a character that departed the show that was very well liked by some. So
Was that a shocker for you?
yeah, it was a
Okay.
shocker.
Mm-hmm.
It was a shot, and it was like a holy shit, what's going on kind of thing.
I can see you drop your phone. Like, what? What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, that show is intense, man. I mean, and it's at the point now where you're attached to certain characters, so certain things happen to them, and you're like, oh man, fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy things, man. And there was just like a couple of crazy things that happened in this finale, and that's the thing. There's so many things going on in Euphoria that they kind of hit you with like 3 or 4 different stories every episode. So
There's too much shit going on, and that's one of my problems I'm having with it.
It goes back and forth between these. I mean, you're literally invested in like 10 different characters' stories. It seems like, but man, way to end it this year. I mean, hats off to that guy that runs that show.
There's even like, I think, and they've been having like a lot of more of like stuff on TikTok with Euphoria. And
Yeah.
I remember
Let
just
me see
recently,
them titties.
Yeah, well, I just saw like a one on there. It was intense. Now I told you about it. Like this guy's like, I'll fuck anything I want. I'm like,
That's Eric.
I'm
That's
like,
Eric
Jesus,
Dane.
dude. Yeah,
When Eric Dane comes home drunk, Hot Sauce knows that scene.
man.
He's just got his dick out right in front of the
Standing in
front
the foyer pissing.
Yeah, he's just pissing, laughing away, and the whole family's just watching him.
Yeah.
My
And
man snapped. He had enough. Couldn't do it
Yeah.
no more.
he couldn't live his double life anymore. He was like, I'm a man and I'll fuck whatever I want.
I'm like, wow, this guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And
But yet again, I haven't watched the show, but just seeing that alone, you're like, ooh.
it's funny because he's like the guy that has his shit together, and you know, he keeps appearances up and stuff like that. He's like the model townsman or what, you know, but he just, like Hot Sauce said, the dude snaps and he just realizes he's living a life that he doesn't want to live anymore. And you know, it's funny the epiphanies that all these characters have at some point in the show.
They're all fucked up. Every one of them's fucked up.
I
They
mean,
are. Every one of them's fucked up.
I don't think I've ever met a person that has as many problems as all these people do. I mean, I don't know what I would do if I, you know, you would be stressed being a friend of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Every fucking one of them.
Every one of you, yeah.
Shitty households, trauma, PTSD, fucking addictions. Every fucking one of them's fucked up.
Hiding their sexuality. I mean, it is just something else, dude. But it's such a hot mess. You have to sit there and watch it. You're like, this is amazing.
It's a train wreck.
Yeah, it's a train wreck. And it's just like, I forget what Hot Sauce described it as, but he's like, it's a shit show or something. He's like, I gotta watch it, you know. But if you haven't watched this year's season of Euphoria, or if you haven't watched Euphoria, period, get your shit together and get that HBO Max subscription going and fucking watch it. I guarantee you'll binge it. Guarantee it. But anyways, the Righteous Gemstone. Now Rob Zilla is ready to talk about this.
Righteous Gemstones, baby.
Second season also of the Righteous Gemstones.
Yes.
And they had their finale as well.
Oh my God.
And let's just say the Gemstones did not disappoint.
Never.
Baby Billy didn't disappoint.
Baby Billy Freeman.
Baby Billy. I see you found your Funyuns.
So you're going and found yourself some Funyuns.
But man, and this is another one. It ended like, it didn't end like, you know, we didn't lose anybody, obviously.
Right.
But the way it ended, it was like, yes, we're getting more.
Yeah.
They leave us with wanting more in the Righteous Gemstones, but definitely one of the funniest shows around. And Walton Goggins
he's a treasure that no one really follows like we
really
do.
is, man. He's a national treasure in this show. If you ask me, him as the cheap dirtbag preacher is just great.
Southern preacher.
Yeah. And but you know, in this season, he has a pregnant wife, you know, obviously,
Tiffany.
which is the aunt of the kids in the Gemstones. And it's kind of funny, like the role is flipped for them.
Yeah.
And they're like taking care of her instead of her taking care of, you know, her niece and nephews.
Yeah.
They're taking care of their aunt. And man, it's just hilarious, man. The shit they do in this season and the way it all came together, and Eric Andre's character
as a Texas minister, which is hilarious.
End of the fucking thing was
my God.
Hilarious.
I laughed so hard.
I mean,
the very end of it.
The whole point of this season is they want to make a Christian resort vacation getaway. And the Gemstones, Danny McBride's character and his wife want to go in on this, but they need more money. And what's his face? The dad,
John Goodman.
John Goodman doesn't want to give them the money. He wants them to earn it and find their own way.
He controls everything, basically.
Yeah.
He still owns everything. So,
but Jesse's like, so, you know, they go in with Eric Andre, and, you know, there ends up being, they back out, and there ends up being a kill, you know, assassination attempt on their dad. And one thing leads to another. And then you find out it's this, you know, this and that person. But man, it really ended just on a bang, hilariously.
Oh my God.
I mean, you know, it's another thing where there's two different side stories going on, you know.
Yeah.
But man, fucking hilarious. It's one of my favorite shows.
If you're a fan of Danny McBride, of anything he does, you'll like this show.
You'll love it. You'll love it. If you're a fan of Danny McBride, you will love it.
It's so funny because I'll message Sleazy like, hey, did you watch Gemstones?
Oh yeah, every Sunday night around.
You'll put LOL, yeah, and I just had to hit you with a quote because it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're always quoting Baby Billy.
Oh my God.
How would you like to suck an old man's cock?
Levi, if I wanted your fucking opinion, I'll smack you in the fucking face with a wet towel.
Oh yeah. But I mean, everybody's just so fucking, they're so outrageously spoiled, and
yeah,
like they don't know how good they have it. None of them do. None of them do except for the dad.
The God Squad.
Yeah, the God Squad. But man, what a finale for hats off to HBO. They really fucking put great effort into that series.
I mean, I think they're knocking it out of the park. I mean,
yeah, they're killing
Euphoria,
it on shows.
Gemstones, Peacemaker.
But anyways, we're gonna move on now. We're gonna talk Reacher real quick. Reacher is an Amazon Prime original. We're a little late getting to this. I think it came out at what?
That's only been out like, I don't know,
couple
weeks, I think.
Couple weeks?
Maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Maybe a month.
No, it came out Super Bowl week, I think, didn't it?
Yeah, it had to be at least Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the first
February 4th was the first
So,
episode debut.
Super
a month.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it. Seemed
a
like
little
just,
before the Super Bowl. Yeah, a week before the Super Bowl. But man, I gotta say, this one just shits all over the fucking Tom Cruise movies. Like you wouldn't believe, man.
Yeah.
I loved every episode of it. I love the dude playing Reacher.
Alan Richardson.
The rest of the cast wasn't all that, but they were good enough.
Yeah, they were all. It was all good.
But I mean, the writing was really good on this show, and I mean, that dude that plays Reacher, spot on.
That's a lot of one-liners as well.
One-liners. He's quick. I mean, it's like when they're in the prison and he's like, "Get your fat ass out of my cell."
Yeah.
Then he just proceeds to beat the shit out of the
You
dude.
owe me a pair of glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, now you have an option. You can leave, or your friends can carry your fat ass out in a bucket.
Yeah. But man, that's another thing. He goes to a small town. Was it to visit his brother?
Well, he was looking for the grave, or looking to learn about a dead
Blake.
bluesman
Blind Blake.
that his brother had mentioned at some point.
And then his brother ends up dead, right?
Unknowingly. Then we find that out in the first episode.
And then he ends up staying in this town to, investigate.
They put him in jail for the murder at first because he's just some drifter walking through town.
Right.
And then that's when he gets involved.
And plus his character, he's really big. Like he's 6'4", 6'5".
Oh, that dude is jacked. Man.
Yeah. And he's like, and they're like, well, Sasquatch don't talk much here, and handcuffs wouldn't fit him, so they have to like put like zip ties on him.
And he's just sitting there with him, and eventually he rips him off.
Yeah.
Can I take these off now?
Yeah.
Like he's Superman.
Yeah. I was mentioning Sleazy. I said, he has reached his peak on fucking creatine and protein.
Oh, yeah.
Steroid usage.
Did you watch it, Hot Sauce?
No, not yet.
Oh, man.
Recommend it.
You're behind, buddy. You got to get this done.
Man, I've been busy.
Take some time. Take some time away from those boxes behind you and get on fucking Amazon Prime.
No, this is a good one. This is a good one. Based off the Lee Child book series. Lee Child, the author, actually has a cameo in the very last episode. At the very end, Reacher walks into the restaurant,
the diner,
and he bumps into a guy, and the guy bumps into his Lee Child. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's pretty fucking cool.
And it's based off the first Reacher book called Killing Floor, which is the only Reacher book I've read. And it's somebody I told Sleazy the joke that somebody made yesterday, like it's a good time for TV shows based on books your dad loves.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I didn't really love the book. I like the story and all that, but wasn't a great fan, like the writing and all that. But this season, it adapted the whole book. It was pretty much followed the storyline, I think. The action was great. Like he's gouging people's eyes out.
Oh yeah.
Putting their thumbs in people's bullet wounds.
Yeah, I've never seen so many headbutts and where he has not been concussed.
It is
impressive.
It's quite a bit more violent than I assumed it would be, and I thought it was good. Like it was very. I heard a lot of people saying they binged it in like a day.
Oh yeah,
and it's very bingeable.
I was watching
episodes. 8.
8 episodes, and they're about like an hour a piece.
It's
about 50 minutes. Yeah,
the 8 episode format is just so good. I think.
But, I think it always depends on what you're trying to do, because, like I say, this is one season telling the whole book, so it's almost just a mini series, basically.
Right.
And I think I like the idea of that because a lot of movies have trouble adapting books in a 2-3 hour movie.
I just like that there wasn't any filler. I mean, anything that I've watched with 8 or 9 episodes, there's no filler episodes. It all flows really well. And you're watching it, and before you know it, you're like, I'm on the last episode.
You're like, I am depressed.
No.
Yeah, the series felt kind of like those old 90s thriller movies.
Yeah.
And I really like those. So
Yeah.
that was kind of nice to have that feeling to it.
I wonder if Tom Cruise is watching it and he probably had like one of those expensive bottles of water that are like glass, what are those, Voss or whatever?
Voss.
Oh, the Voss, yeah.
He's drinking
water.
that. He's drinking that because he's He's too good for regular bottled water.
I wonder if they just let the property go, because I think his production company owned the rights for a long time before they made the first one, and then they made the second one, and it kind of bombed.
I can just see him though watching it and just throwing that bottle of Voss water on the floor, like, "Fuck, god damn it, gotta do some push-ups. I gotta get big like this dude."
He probably acts like the
No one upstages Tom Cruise.
what Lee from Tropic Thunder as that character.
I'm gonna bring Reacher back, and I'm gonna fly on a fucking plane.
I'm gonna throw.
We'll send Reacher to outer space.
I'll drive the shuttle.
No one upstages Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
right.
they've already right. I think they've greenlit season 2 already. Whatever they're going to do, I don't know if they've thought about it at all. But I'm down. I'm ready to go.
It's
got like 20-some books. Give me another season.
Yeah, why not?
It's gonna be good. All right, so we're at the 50-minute mark. So we've got 2 more things left. I'm gonna cut one. Texas Chainsaw was on Netflix. I think we all watched it. I'm not sure. You didn't watch it, Hot Sauce?
It's a series or a movie?
It's a movie.
It's a movie. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
a series.
It's a Netflix of movie or whatever. But I mean, it was absolutely, it was terrible. But it's one of those movies you watch.
Dude, it's I laughed a few. I laughed at that movie because some of that shit's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just one of those horror movies you watch, and I found myself actively rooting for the people, for Leatherface to kill all these people. I mean, it was just a bunch of like stuck up kids going to this town, and they buy this town. They want to make it a destination spot.
They gentrify it.
Yeah, gentrify it, and it's a celebrity chef, but he doesn't last but more than like 5 minutes in the movie.
Yeah,
but to put this in perspective of how dumb and cheesy it is, they evict Leatherface and his mom out of this one of the houses in the town.
It's an old orphanage.
And they didn't really, I don't think they had the deed to this one.
Well, she got it resolved.
Yeah.
And she did have the deed, but they said that she didn't.
Well, he didn't.
Yeah.
The guy that said he owned the whole town.
Yeah. Right.
But
he
anyways,
left at the office, supposedly.
So they kick them out of the house, and the mom ends up dying. And this sparks Leatherface's retard strength. And I'm sorry, that's what it is. I mean, he snaps a guy's wrist.
He's got the inbred strength.
He snaps a guy's wrist with his own hand, like with a flick of the wrist, and it pops the bone out of the skin, and then he proceeds to kill the guy with his own bone.
Yeah, stabs him in the neck with his
That's
own
how he
bone.
gets out of police custody.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm glad
Well,
I
it
didn't
wasn't
watch
really
it then.
police custody.
This isn't the end of it.
No.
Hot Sauce.
That's the beginning. That's the first.
So he
kill.
kills everybody in the van, and then he walks all the way back to the town. And he goes in and he gets into his room, and he proceeds to knock the wall out in his room, and he grabs a chainsaw that's been in there for 50 years, since the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre event.
And it starts right up.
It starts right the fuck up. In the meantime, it's raining outside, and he kills this Texas Patriot guy. And I don't care if I'm spoiling this when we're telling the whole movie.
Well, and I was telling Sleazy, I'm like, in this beginning of this guy, I'm like, okay, well, I have a feeling he's going to die, but he's going to be like, the last heroic guy. He's going to give him a tough time. No.
This is your pro Texas guy who's got the gun on him. He's a badass, and he's ready to just beat everybody's ass.
Nope.
Leatherface takes him out, easy as pie. Then he goes down. It's raining, so everybody that's in the town for this grand opening party,
they're in a party bus.
They've all went to the party bus, and Leatherface sees him out there, so he goes in the party bus, and he's all wet when he goes in there. They're partying, the music's on, and he's got the fucking chainsaw, going. You can hear it, and everybody puts their phone up and they put it on Facebook Live, and the one guy's like, this gay Asian guy, he's like, "Make a move and you're canceled, fucker." And he just revs the fucking chainsaw up and cuts this guy up. He cuts like fucking 30 people up in a row. Not once does the chainsaw stall.
Nope.
He just keeps going through people. The chainsaw that hasn't been started in 50 years is somehow the best chainsaw ever.
You think
put a fuel stabilizer in it before he stored it.
Yeah,
right.
He did a little maintenance before off screen.
Think Taylor Business might have watched this recently?
Yeah, she did.
And then the end of the movie.
I'll type him.
The end of the movie, he takes like 4 rounds of shotgun shells to his chest, and
he gets an uppercut with the fucking chainsaw.
With the chainsaw, yeah. And then he falls into a pool, and he's in this pool for what?
5-6 minutes. He's not moving.
5 or 6 minutes, not moving. And they have a Tesla that they're escaping this town with.
Yeah, the sisters basically.
Yeah, So they put it on autopilot, which after a traumatic experience like this, who just puts it on autopilot and just wants to roll out of there at 20 miles per hour?
Who wants to roll that bitch out in like 60 in 2 seconds with a Tesla? Yeah.
So they're just chilling there, and then all of a sudden, boom, the window goes. He grabs the one girl, and the sister's up through the moon roof. No. And then, he cuts the girl's head off, and I'm thinking he's going to just throw it and hit her in the head, and she's going to fall out, Instead, he does this, the little dance with the chainsaw, and I'm just like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Well, we're excited, though, because, he killed the girl who should have been killed in the very beginning. Yeah. She's so annoying. But they did a lot of, it's kind of like woke jokes, and it's kind of like, the Texan we were talking about, he's like, well, I'm a Texan. I like being told what to do. It's kind of like, you know what the fuck ever. It's like
they tried to hit on today's society, and it just didn't pan out for them. And then they copied off of Halloween. They had the girl from the original Texas Chainsaw survive, and she was like a retired sheriff or ranger. Texas Ranger. But he fucking lays waste to her like it's nothing, dude. It was like,
well, it's just there's this whole scene that she thinks that he remembers that she's the one who got away, and he don't fucking care. Like,
no, he doesn't even give a shit about it.
Yeah, she's in the town. She stumbles into him, and she's like, "Don't you remember me?" He's sitting there on the couch, and he gets the fuck up and walks out, and she doesn't shoot him. She's just standing looking at him, and then
it just made no sense.
Yeah, and then like she leaves the girls in the car, and he shows up and he starts attacking the car, and then the woman finally fucking shoots at him. I'm like, did you mess up on the cutting floor? And she's like, it's so funny that she shoots and he turns and fucking runs.
Yeah,
and it's hilarious. Like I laugh more times than I did in any other movie.
This man that hasn't moved in 50 years is somehow in better shape than all these kids. And is just mauled through all of them.
Well, he's moved, but let's just say he hasn't really hustled in about 50 years.
That guy's been sitting there with his mom for 50 years.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing anything. But okay, so we've got one more thing. This will be our final thing. We're going to give you a spoiler-free review of The Batman. We were able to go and see it last night, and wow. All I can say is what a long movie.
Yeah.
Whatever else you have to say about it.
This is like fucking Lord of the Rings movie.
And I'm a fan of the Zack Snyder Justice League cut, which is 4 hours. But man, this felt fucking long.
Well, there's a lot of action in the, Snyder.
Yeah,
Snyder's cut.
This did not have that much action in it.
No.
But so I like the movie. I'll say that. I don't want to sound like I'm being totally negative. But every time I saw Robert Pattinson,
get the fuck out of the screen.
I was just like, this isn't Batman. Like, this looks like a little skinny dude running around his bat. It felt like Robin in the bat suit.
It looked like a heroin addict.
Yeah, that too. And I mean, I got that, from what they were going.
Yeah.
It's Batman's second year fighting crime. He's not making appearances during the day. He's, narrating to us that he's become a nocturnal animal. And he's embraced this life as Batman to fight crime.
There's actually very few scenes in the movie where he is Bruce Wayne,
which I do like.
Yeah, I mean that's nice. I mean, but man, oh man, I just thought they went overboard with the detective thing. I thought the first half of the movie was just really slow paced. And I mean, I was into it though, because the things were very interesting with the Riddler, but there was just something off with the pacing for me. But I got to give it that everybody else was very good.
Yeah.
In the movie. I thought all the castings were great. I'm not a Colin Farrell fan. I've never been a fan of him. I don't really care for him, but my God, he was fucking good as the Penguin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what's his face is the Riddler.
Paul Dano.
Yeah, he was really good as the Riddler.
And he's kind of weird anyway, so he just it really fits with that Riddler character.
And I mean, everybody else was good, and I really enjoyed all the casting, even the people that were, aside all the main Batman people that we know were good. But I mean, and then I think a thing that Mr. PBS and I have in common is we like how Gotham is.
Yeah,
right. That was the one. Maybe one of the big criticisms of the Dark Knight Nolan trilogy is that, especially after Batman Begins, Gotham's just a place.
Right.
He shot it. I think he shot it in like Detroit and Chicago and whatever.
Right.
And it just becomes another big city. And Gotham in some of the best Batman stories is its own place. It's part of the Batman story.
And you can't really tell what era it's in, what decade it's in. And they did a good job with this one. I mean, the cars were kind of all mixed together.
I mean, it's certainly modern.
Yeah.
However you wanted to.
It's modern, but it's not a
vintage too.
It doesn't look like, someplace that we would go,
Right. There's certainly like modern tech, but there's kind of old buildings. It's kind of got like an almost 70s New York vibe at times. Like there's a little Gotham Times Square.
It's very noir. And then, I'm a big fan of the movie The Crow anyways. And you can tell a lot of the buildings is that Gothic look, that old cathedral, which I really enjoyed. I thought they did Gotham extremely well. It was really dark and gritty, a city that was broken down with violence and gangs. And you can tell, and that was really good about it.
But I mean, the action scenes that we did get were great. It's have some patience when you watch it because it's a long movie. And if anything, this is a sign that Warner Brothers is letting the directors do what they want. Because originally they wanted 2-hour movies that they could just show back to back to back to back. And when I looked the showings up for this, there was only a handful, for each day or whatever. But we ended up getting in at 8 o'clock. We left about 8:30 or 11:30.
Yeah.
After a half hour of fucking commercials,
which is rare, which like any other time they only show like 1 or 2 and that's it. And they just start the movie.
But problems I had with the movie. I'll just say this. Robert Pattinson. I mean, it's funny because he sounds good as Batman and he sounds good narrating the movie, but it's just the stature of him. He doesn't look like Bruce Wayne. First of all, he's very skinny and it looked like Batman was short, but they were trying to make him sound big. They kept like every time he walked, there was like a microphone and they were turning it all the way up so you could hear his boots.
Yeah.
And, but I don't know. I just had every time I saw it,
conflicted. You but there's issues that you don't.
There's things that I'm like watching it that were upsetting me. Like, I mean, I love the fucking score. The score was great.
Fantastic.
It sounds like, you really felt like you were watching a Batman the animated movie live. And, the villains are fucking terrific. I mean, what action you get is great. But the story kind of drags on and on and on with them solving the Riddler's puzzle. Like, I really felt like they could have taken an hour out of the movie.
At least they can make it at least.
They could have shortened up those with them investigating the kills and kind of sped it up a little bit. One of my favorite parts of the movie is the Riddler. And I won't say anything else, but it's towards the end and he's having a good time. And I was just like, oh, that's awesome. But a lot of people are really liking it because they think it's right out of the comic books, and that's fine, but I got a certain way of how Batman looks. And to me, Batman's a ninja. He's quiet.
Yeah.
You don't hear him coming, like you don't hear him approaching anybody or anything like that. He's a creature of the night,
right?
Swoops in and out, handles people like that.
And the thing, what I've heard too, is
it doesn't sound like fucking RoboCop coming up on you.
Right. That's what it sounds like. I know. But I think I've seen people saying like they like this better than the entire trilogy of Nolan.
No, it doesn't even come close.
How? I don't understand how you're going to compare one movie to 3 movies.
The first Batman Begins and The Dark Knight are so fucking epic to begin with.
Right.
I mean, those endings are just unbelievably incredible. And this ending was just kind of like, okay. He saved the day with a little bit of help. All right.
Yeah, I disagree with you a little bit about Pattinson. I think he's okay. I think he's fine. And I like the pacing of the movie a lot until the end of it, really.
I thought when the end was going, it was picking up finally. I was we're cooking.
The whole Riddler, he had a very Zodiac vibe.
Yeah.
I thought like that whole first 2/3 was really great and paced just right. And it's when they get that transition to the end when you're kind of figuring out the Riddler's overall plan that it didn't quite just worked just right for me. But I really liked it overall. I definitely don't get why people have to compare it in a better, worse way to the Nolan movies or anything.
They have to
compare it
because I love the Nolan trilogy. I love the Tim Burton Batmans. I mean, for me, as much as I love all those, you can't. Batman 89 is my Batman. You know.
Yeah. I'm still gonna own this movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, because I'm a Batman fan, as you can see behind you there. Got a Batman autograph. But yeah, I mean, but the whole time I'm watching it, I just kept feeling like I've been robbed of a Ben Affleck solo movie.
Yeah, and that is a real tragedy.
And I felt like this should have been the Ben Affleck movie.
I'm
just
from what I've
the whole time I kept thinking like we could be watching Ben Affleck fight Deadpool or not Deadpool, Deathstroke. Yeah, sorry,
Slade Wilson.
Yeah, Slade Wilson.
You know, every time they've got the sad Affleck meme or whatever it is, every time I see that, it makes me sad.
Yes, I know.
It's depressing.
People just wouldn't give his ass a chance, and then Warner did all their stuff, and Zack Snyder.
I just can't accept Robert Pattinson as Batman. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. That fucking haircut.
Oh my god, dude!
Like that haircut was kind of something.
It was. Have you ever seen an illustration of Bruce Wayne look like that?
Even if you were kind of like letting yourself go a little bit. Like you got to get all that hair inside the bat cowl,
Yeah, I mean,
there's
you don't got to do that hot sauce. It's okay.
He'd have to put a hairnet on or something to get the bat cowl on without the hair going through the eyelids.
Yeah.
But and another problem I had was Batman was indestructible against like bullet fire.
Yeah,
he was bulletproof essentially. There's a scene, and you've seen it. I'm not spoiling this for anybody because it's in the trailer where he's going through a hallway where about 6 dudes with assault rifles or machine guns. I don't know what they have.
Lighting his ass up.
They're lighting his ass up, and he's just walking right through it like, get out of my way. Boom, boom, boom.
Motherfucker's RoboCop.
I know he is, isn't he? He had like RoboCop armor, like Halo armor or some shit.
Yeah.
But
there's one thing,
but it looks homemade. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It looks like he made it, and but he's like RoboCop.
It's one thing I saw somebody talking about was like the tactical bat suit. Like I want to go back to like a Batman 89 bat suit. I want something more, not comic-y exactly, but something more artistic than just everybody does the tactical bat suit and the tactical Batmobile.
I do like the realistic vibe, where Batman needs to have something bulletproof and knife proof at least in some areas, But
and I thought in general this one did a nice balancing act between sort of comic book superhero and real life superhero.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Matt, for what it's worth, Matt Reeves has an accomplishment in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was given that. He cast it very well. Zoe Kravitz is incredible as Catwoman.
Jeffrey Wright's Gordon.
He was great as Gordon. And he really did put together a fantastic world for us to go to the movies and see.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth going to the movies and seeing. Don't let my issues with it prevent you from going to see it. I'm just telling you the issues I have with it personally.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people love Pattinson as Batman now. And we're definitely going to get a trilogy, I think, out of all this.
We are. I mean, there's rumors how they're going to who what villains they're going to introduce and who's going to play them.
But I do want to watch it again.
I'll watch it again
just to see, and one of the things, there's always like something that bothers me at theaters at some time, but like there was some motherfuckers down from you that were just eating nonstop.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't me this time.
I'm like trying to listen to, them going over the riddles and stuff. And I hear this motherfucker opening up his box of fucking candy and then putting some popcorn in. I'm just like, God damn, you got to eat through the whole movie, dude.
See, I swear I out my eating when there's big action sequences. Like rip it open when somebody gets shot.
Yeah. Anytime I have
when it's something
loud, even when I went to like Movie Tavern where you ordered food, I would wait until they get into a big scene or the speakers would turn up, and then I'd be like eating and shit. But
I did turn to Sleazy right before the movie started because somebody brought some like younger kids with them.
Oh yeah,
and it's just like
to a late showing.
It's an 8 o'clock showing of like a 3-hour movie on a Thursday night. Like, I get that it's hard to find babysitters and all that, but
I don't know if I'd want my little kids to see this movie.
Yeah,
because this was a dark Batman, and there was some cussing in it, and
Well, it's a lot of there's
some goddammits in it.
Well, on top, there's some disturbing images with the Riddler because it's not your Jim Carrey Riddler. Let's put it that way.
The Riddler's like a serial killer in this one,
like Zodiac, serial killer,
bashing motherfuckers over the head,
right? With his dominatrix mask.
We're gonna find Robzilla one of those hoods.
We should.
I would wear.
Should get Robzilla a Riddler mask.
I would wear it
and make him wear it on the show.
The glasses. You have to wear the glasses.
You'd have to do that.
I have to borrow your glasses because they look very close to it.
The clear ones.
Yeah, the clear ones.
He did like the breathing through the mask too.
Paul Dano killed it. I'm sorry, he did. He killed it as the killer as Riddler.
I just ordered a piece of pumpkin pie. But yeah, definitely, it's definitely worth seeing in the theater. If you're a Batman fan, you're gonna enjoy it.
Either way,
regardless if you feel the same as I do, I still had a fun evening at the movies, and I'm still gonna buy the movie. I may even go back and see it again if somebody wanted me to go see it with them.
I might try to sneak in like one more show.
Yeah,
because I actually haven't rewatched any of the Nolan Batmans since they were in the theater.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh wow.
I saw Batman Begins once. I saw Dark Knight like 6 times.
I know we saw
Dark Knight Returns like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And as much as I love them, I haven't watched them at home since they came out.
Yeah. I know I bought them on digital too, just to have them. And then I have I don't have the Blu-ray set. I have a couple on DVD and then the last one on Blu-ray. But then I ended up buying them on digital. So
it sucks though when Heath Ledger, because I remember reading something that Christopher Nolan was trying to do the third one with the Joker and someone else, but he did not want to recast.
I still remember like where I was at. I was at my mom's house. And they announced it on Entertainment Tonight that Heath Ledger was dead, and I was like, I hope that doesn't fuck up the release of Batman. And I didn't even care that he was dead.
Right?
You know, I was so like invested in seeing the Dark Knight.
I was so happy to see Cillian Murphy though.
Yeah,
one of my favorite things is after Dark Knight Returns came out, we'd always do the Bane voice.
Oh yeah,
and at the store back then they used to have somebody come in and do like a demo, like a knife demo, and they'd set up this little stage. And it was early in the morning, like 5 or 6, just before the store opened. And Sleazy was up on the stage with the microphone doing his Bane voice. There's a bomb in the building.
There's a bomb in the building.
Take back your city.
People of Gotham. There is a bomb in the building.
Take the city back.
I can't. I really sounded pretty close to Bane back then. I haven't heard the voice in forever, so I don't think I can do it as well.
You fight like young man.
That's better than me catching a bass cart on fire in the middle of the store.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that story. And then the firefighters came in. Why don't you tell everybody about that story real quick?
They were grocery shopping though. We were doing price changes at fucking 4 a.m. Sunday morning price changes, and what was I doing? I was doing a cleaning aisle, and I'm changing tags on like the air fresheners and stuff. And one of them said, keep away from flame. And I'm like, this shit's flammable? Well, let's find out. I sprayed, we used to keep paper bag in the cart full of your trash.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I sprayed the piss out of that thing with air freshener. Like it looked saturated, dripping off of it. And I went around the next aisle. I'm like, hey, you smoke? You got a lighter? And they're like, yeah. And I went around the corner and whole fucking cart engulfed in flames. Fucking 6 foot tall flames. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
Fuck. Big clouds of black smoke in the store, and I'm like, fuck.
Wasn't somebody running up with bottles of water and like throwing it down?
We were grabbing bottles of water out of the check lanes up front, taking the Aquafina and the Dasani, throwing it all over the cart. And there's ash all over the floor and smoke all up in the air. And then I finally got it out. And I took it out back and put it in the trash compactor and smashed it with the trash compactor. Just threw the whole fucking bass cart in the compactor and just kept hammering on it for like 10 minutes till it was gone, and threw a bunch of trash in there and smashed it. And
wow.
I should have got fired for that.
The things that we do when we're younger at work that we probably should have lost our jobs for.
Definitely things you used to be able to get away with.
Yeah, you used to be able to. I think it's just so funny that the firefighters came in right after you cleaned.
They were in there
up.
shopping.
Yeah, they're like, it smells like something's been on fire.
No shit, buddy.
Because that's true.
So, are you gonna make it out to see the Batman?
Yeah, I'll go see it.
Well, hopefully you do, because I'm interested to see how you feel about it. It seems like Rob and I are kind of like agreeing on it. Like, it was okay. It wasn't the Batman movie I wanted.
It's worth seeing, and I enjoy
Kyle
it.
wanted it. Kyle was hyped to see
Oh,
Robert
yeah,
Pattinson.
Kyle.
I was on
Hyped.
the fence. Like, I was hoping it'd be
for it.
good, but knew it could not be good. But like that, like the day before, like the morning of, people started putting the reviews on Twitter, and I was starting to get excited because they were putting out a lot of good reviews.
So, letterbox rating, what do you give it?
It's always hard to rate newer movies. I mean, at least a 3.5.
At least a 3.5.
Yeah,
3.5.
yeah, if I could give it a 4 at some point, maybe in the future. 3.5 to 4 is pretty good for me.
I give it a 3.
You giving it a 3?
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 2. I gave it a 2.5 last night, but I feel like if I rewatched it, it would go up to a 3, maybe
2.5.
Yeah, to me, it just felt average at times because of the beginning of the movie was so long. But like I said, and a lot of that stems from my issue of every time I saw Pattinson, I was getting mad. You know, it's like, this could have been Ben Affleck. You know, I'm not getting Ben Affleck. The fuck. But I will say he was good as speaking as Batman and narrating. But there's just something about the way he looked in the suit. I felt like I was looking at Daredevil or something, you know, as skinny as he was. And I don't know. I had issues with it. But like I said, I think with a rewatch at home, no distractions or anything, I'd probably put it up to a 3. So, but it's worth seeing. But I wasn't blown away like I was seeing Batman Begins or The Dark Knight. I'm just going to say that.
Awesome.
Yeah, The Dark Knight was just something else.
Even The Dark Knight Rises, I felt like way better after leaving that movie than I did this one. But I will say I did like the vibe of it, and you know, I like the way they shot certain things, and the score, and you know, like, I mean, it rumbled at times when Batman came in, you know. But listen, there's more positives than there is negatives.
I mean, it could have been 2 movies.
It really could.
Yeah.
And you know, I was just thinking about, I was like, man, could you imagine this as a 9-episode series?
Right.
That would have been off the fucking hook on HBO Max. So, food for thought.
I wonder if we'll
Warner
get
Brothers
even a longer cut when it comes to being released.
Well, I hear they're going to do spinoffs from these characters,
It's like sequels and spinoffs.
The Penguin's supposed to get an HBO series.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Try and do some Disney Plus stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Loki and Hawkeye, and
so yeah, I heard Colin Farrell's Penguin's supposed to get a series. I don't know how true that is.
With the way the WB movie's been faring over the last couple of years, they could use some big hits.
Yeah, but you definitely know that they're gonna be back for at least 2 more movies.
Yeah,
and I think they did like 27 million opening night or something like that.
Something like it. I think I saw some number that said something like that for the opening Thursday nights.
Yeah, so they did very good, and they had showings on Wednesday too. So, but it was definitely it's worth it, man. Go to the
21.6 million opening on Thursday night, on pace for 100 million weekend.
Yep,
that's what a producer does, Rob.
That's all I was looking up at the time.
You didn't look it up quick enough.
I know. I'm sorry.
But in all fairness to Rob, he could have been looking, but I am sitting right in front of my computer though now, so it's a whole different ball game.
Well, he's got a fucking computer in his hand.
Yeah, but me on my computer is different than him on his phone. He don't get a pass on that.
Are you like the guy in South Park that's on his computer?
What's that?
The big guy. Who's the big guy on the computer?
I forget.
I don't watch South Park. I've never watched South
Park. You wouldn't get it then. But yeah, definitely go check the Batman out. If you're a Batman fan, you're gonna like it on some level. You may think it's the best thing and better than the Dark Knight, or you may think it's a step below the Dark Knight series, or you may just think it's even, you know. But
I love Batman. Just give me more Batman. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice having a new Batman movie, and I'll say that, but you'll enjoy it on some level if you're a Batman fan for sure. So that's all we have for you on episode 127. As always, my call to action is to share the show with one person, and from there we'll get another person, and from there we'll get another person. But does anybody have any closing comments?
I'm just saying, with with Russia being kind of shut out of the internet, there's a lot less bots and trolls and all that out there. So that's more room for us.
I know. Maybe we can get a PS5 at some point too.
Yeah.
That is if Hot Sauce stops buying them.
I've only had 3. I haven't even tried to buy any more.
Any closing thoughts from you, Hot Sauce?
I don't know. I'm not really gonna kill my neighbors in case any of them listen to this.
Yeah, I didn't think
I'm not gonna sneak over while they're at work. No, I don't think so. It's almost pool season. I'll have to get the pool ready soon. We can have a sleazy pool party.
Woo! That's right.
You need to get some portable setup so you can be like sitting in one of those inflatable donuts in the pool.
Yeah,
I could
have your sleazy podcast.
There's the backyard right there. If I could move the camera out there, overlook the backyard.
Just run an extension cord out for the mic.
Nice.
And a pair of headphones.
Nice. Well, that's all we have for you, folks. As always, keep it sleazy, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Sleazy Podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and remember, listen to Sleazy.
You see that spider?
Is it a spider?
Yeah, it was just